Hi girls, how are you? Miss you all. Let's start our reading revision. Let's start with our story, Encyclopedia Brown. Are you ready? Let's go. Let's start with the summary because I need you to remind me the story elements of Encyclopedia Brown. A salamander has been stolen from the den of darkness in the aquarium. Encyclopedia Brown. Who's Encyclopedia Brown? The son of the chief. Yes, excellent. The police chief's son solved the mystery that has his dad stumped, as he was called a crime solver. Why people called him that? Because he discovered that Sam Main, the janitor, was the stealer when he classified salamanders Fred as a lizard, and he's not. He is what? Amphibians. After Sam Main returned Fred to the aquarium, he was fired from his job. He was suspected. Let's see the story elements. The title Encyclopedia Brown, the author Donald J. Sopple, genre realistic fiction. What does it mean? It's a made-up story that could happen in our real life. It tells about events that could really happen. It's a story that has characters and settings that seem real. It's about fictional people and events. Our big question or important question of this story: how can attention to detail help solve a problem? Do you see when Encyclopedia Brown paid his attention to each detail that his dad mentioned to him? By this way, he could solve the problem and discovered that Sam Main was the stealer of Fred. Characters, main characters: Leroy Brown, Encyclopedia Brown, his dad, the chief of police. Minor characters, I have Mrs. King, who volunteers at the aquarium every Monday. Sam Main, the janitor, and was in charge of cleaning the exhibits. Dr. O'Donnell, he was an expert on reptiles and amphibians. And the last character is Mrs. Brown, the chief's wife. The setting of this story: when and where. Place: it happened in Edaville. Time: one night a crime was reported. Theme of this story: the main idea, solving a problem, because it talks about the crime solver. Encyclopedia Brown. Author's purpose: entertain us and teach us a lesson. And now we are going to revise the high frequency word of this story: amphibians, crime, exhibit, lizard, encyclopedia, reptiles, salamanders, reference. What are amphibians? Animals such as frogs that have smooth, sticky, moist skin, and they live both on land and in water, but most produce its eggs in water. Crime: activity of criminals, breaking of the law. For example, a knife was found at the scene of the crime. Second example, bombing is a crime against humanity. Part of a speech of it. Sure, it's a noun. Exhibit. Exhibit: something like a show. Act of displaying, act showing. An object that's shown to the public in a museum. Example: the museum has fascinating collection of exhibits. Let's go to see the new dinosaurs exhibit. Encyclopedia: it's a book or set of books containing information, facts about a lot of subjects. The Cambridge Encyclopedia of Language. Example: she has an encyclopedia knowledge of cooking. Wikipedia is the best encyclopedia on the internet. The salesman talked my parents into buying a set of encyclopedia. Lizard: it's a reptile with long bodies and tails, movable eyelids, and usually 4 legs. Some lizards have 2 legs and look much like snakes. Reptiles: animals that have dry, hard, scaly skin, scaly like fish. They lay their eggs on land, uses the heat of the sun to keep its blood warm. Salamanders: look, it's like Fred in the story. Animals shaped like lizards but related to frogs and toads. They have smooth skin and live in water or in a damp place. Stumped. Stumped when you are very confused. unable to understand or answer a question or solve a problem because it's so hard. So stumped means very confused. Example, scientists are stumped by the mystery virus. A reference used for information or help, source of information in order to ascertain something. Example, if you are still confused about these animals, read about them in a reference book. And now let's use these words in a sentence because I want to make sure that you got the meaning. Leroy is called Encyclopedia because his brain was filled with more facts than a reference book. He was intelligent, so smart, crime solver, so I can call him his encyclopedia. Has a lot of information. Number 2, a salamander looks like a lizard. Number 3, a zoo exhibit, a zoo show, has live animals on display that you can see up close. Number 4, it would be a crime to steal an animal from the zoo. Why it will be called a crime? Because it's something bad that you did. Number 5, snakes, turtles, and lizards are all reptiles. Number 6, frog, toads, and salamanders are all amphibians. Number 7, scientists stumped, very confused by this mystery virus. And now let's revise the WH questions of the story. Who are the characters in this story? The characters are Encyclopedia Brown, his dad, Mrs. King, Sam Main, Mrs. Brown, and Dr. O'Donnell. What is the genre of the story? Genre is realistic fiction. What does it mean? Tells about events that could really happen. What is the author's purpose of writing this story? Entertain us and teach us a lesson. What is the important lesson in this story? How we think to solve something mysterious and pay attention to details. What was Encyclopedia's clue that helped him solve the crime when Sam Main was lying about his experience? Do you remember when he said about Fred it was a lizard and it was amphibians? Number 6, why did Sam Main lie about his experience with animals to get a job at the aquarium? What was Mrs. King doing while Dr. O'Donnell was examining the crocodile? Mrs. King was with a group of school children. After that, she went over to the cafeteria for a coffee break. Number 8, how are frogs and salamanders alike? Both are amphibians. Question 9, what might Sam have done with the salamanders if he hadn't been caught? Maybe, what do you think Sam will do with the salamanders if he hadn't been caught? Sam probably, maybe, would have solved it. Question 10, and the last question, what did Encyclopedia need before he could solve the crime? He needs clues and specific details to solve the crime. We have only one page in our WN 293. You will also fill in the blank and choose a suitable word. Please do it if you didn't, and check the answers with the answer that's found here. Hope you grasped the lesson very well, girls. Good luck. Goodbye.